Simon's here. You probably wonder why I'm in a gym, did a video from a gym. Well, I've just watched a video on London Real TV. It's a video that I first watched a couple of months ago, but I re-watched it again last night. London Real TV, for those of you who don't know, is a podcast stroke video station where the host Brian Rose interviews very interesting characters. They tell them about their journey, about their story, and about how they got to where they are in life. Really good place to go and get some good information, some fantastic videos and some great interviews. But the one I want to talk about is the interview with Chris Eubank. Chris Eubank, as we may remember, was a very famous British boxer in the 1990s. Chris was eccentric, is eccentric, he's fashionable, he's outspoken, but he's also very articulate, and he's got to the point for me where I think he stands out above all other boxers in his knowledge of humanity. Now the interview itself is 2 hours 20 long. I'll put a link on to my website later on so you can see the video, but I want to talk about one particular section of that video because it relates to my life. I want to talk about 1 hour 10 in, and he talks about his fight with Michael Watson. And the Michael Watson fight in 1991 was very famous for all the wrong reasons. It was very famous because Chris Eubank punched Michael Watson late in the fight, and it caused a bleed on his brain, and he ended up with paralysis and speech impediments, and he was in a very bad way for a long time. It was absolutely tragic, but the fight itself is what I want to talk about. The fight was something that was billed as one of the fights of British boxing history. These two guys would go at it hammer and tongue. Now, Eubank came out in the first couple of rounds thinking that he had the measure of Michael Watson, but Michael Watson did something he wasn't expecting. He came out at a ferocious pace. Now, Eubank thought, there's no way this guy can sustain this. There's no way he can keep this pace up for the next 12 rounds. So I'm just going to buy him time, and eventually he'll back off. But he never backed off. After 6 rounds, Eubank realised he'd met his match. After 6 rounds, Michael Watson was still at the same intensity as he was in the first round. Eubank was thinking, this is it, fight's over, I'm a beaten man. He says, you can tell, in his video, he says, you can tell my body language, I'd given up. So, why did he keep on going? Eubank's a man of immense pride, immense honour. I think he would rather die in the ring than throw in the towel. So he fought on. But Watson didn't let up on him. Watson kept on beating down him all the way through the fight. And until he got to the 11th round, when he knocked Chris Eubank to the floor. Now Eubank talks about this moment because I expected him to say, that was it, I was finished. But he wasn't. He said, as soon as my knee hit the canvas, I had clarity. He had clarity. Now how can you have clarity when you've just been knocked to the floor after 11 rounds of boxing? How can you have clarity? The clarity came from the fact that he was saying to himself, you didn't have to do this to me, Michael Watson. You had me beaten. You had me beaten from the 6th round. All you had to do was let me leave this ring with some pride, with some dignity, with some honour. And you continued to punch me until the point in which I fell to the floor. You knocked me to the ground. You couldn't let me leave with dignity. And that clarity allowed him to stand and say, no more, you're not doing this to me. And he stood up, he took the count, and in his words, he hit Michael Watson a punch from his ancestors. So he hit him so hard, that one particular punch was the punch that later caused the bleed on his brain and caused him all the problems. From that moment of clarity, caused so much damage. Now, Eubank went on to subsequently win the fight in the 12th round. The rest is history. Michael Watson went on to have a very lengthy rehab, coming back from an almost fatal accident, a completely freak accident, but phenomenally did come through it and is recovering all the time. So how does that relate to addiction? Well, I realised as I was listening to this story that what Chris Eubank was saying about Michael Watson. Michael Watson was my addiction. That's what my addiction was like. It started off okay. It started off with a nice pace, and I was comfortable with it. But I expected that pace when I was 17 and 18 years of age. That hammer all the time pace. I was expected to slow down. It never slowed down. All the way through my 20s, alcohol kept on putting me under pressure. It kept on beating me down. It kept on asking for more from me. And I give alcohol everything. How dare it do this to me? Until August 27, 2007, when it finally beat me to my knees. Now, it beat me to my knees, and that was my moment of clarity. That was the moment when I realised, how dare you do this? I've given you everything, alcohol. I've given you my family. I've given you my money. I've loved you for 20 years. All you had to do was allow me to live with a little bit of dignity. Allow me to live my life so I can hold my head up every now and again and say I'm a good individual. And you couldn't let me do that. You beat me to my knees. So I stood back up, and I hit alcohol with a punch from my ancestors. I started to fight back. Now that fight back for me wasn't as quick as Eubank, winning in the next 30 seconds of the 12th round. I've had to fight continually for the last 8 years to keep my sobriety. It's a daily process, especially in a society where alcohol is accepted everywhere. It's a daily process for me to get up and make a conscious decision not to drink every day. But it was that 11th round on August 27, 2007 that sent me on this road to recovery. This road to recovery which has given me so much more. This road to recovery which has given me my health. It's given me my family back. It's given me my finances back. It's created a new career for me. It's allowed me to run across the United States of America and write a book. My 11th round is the round that saved my life. That 11th round is something I hope we can all get to. If you're struggling with addiction, don't ignore your 11th round. Don't think you haven't had it. Please think about your 11th round. Please think about that moment of clarity you probably have already had. Please think about it and make sure you take your opportunity to throw your punch from your ancestors. Thankfully for me, I'm 8 years sober, and I'm so proud of that. I'm so thankful for that. I will continue to battle against addiction probably until the day I die, but I'm more confident as the days, weeks, months and years go on that I'm fit for that battle. I'm fit to continue this battle of sobriety. Keep the faith.